Sorry to laugh. Coming on the air, trading with Larry, Eric and Larry, Eric Chamaloff, Larry Benedict. Jobs number came out. I am just laughing. Okay, it's a laughable number. Okay, Trump saw the number and put a one in front of the number. They said the number, Hassett came out and said the number is going to be really weak, and the number was really strong. Okay, throws water on the bond market. I don't even. It's amazing. They literally they created 70,000 jobs out of air. I'm telling you, Trump. I'm telling you, the number was 30,000, and Trump said put a one in front of it. So here we sit, job creation of incredible proportion as the White House is coming out before the number saying expect a weak number. So I'm going to throw it to you because it is actually comical. It is comical. Great numbers. The economy is the GDP number you think is coming at 5. He's going to say put an 8 in front of it. There's just no possible way this number could even be real. So I'll throw it to you. You can get us going, and a lot to talk about today. A lot. Oh, your mic is out. Your mic is out. Your mic is not working.
Sorry
Oh,
about
no
that.
worries.
Sorry. I said it's kind of strange seeing a payroll number on a Wednesday. They usually come on Friday, but I don't know. Is this a government shutdown number?
I have no idea. This number, what's the most bothersome part about the number, honestly, is that the White House said the number was going to be weak. That's the part that's the craziest part, Eric. Why they said the number is going to be weak. So why would they even come out and say that?
And who said that? I think it was Hassett.
Yeah,
You
Kevin
mentioned.
Hassett. You know,
So here we are. GDP's out. Yeah, you mentioned threw a little water on that bond rally. I was actually wondering if this bond rally is finally real. Uh, does this kill the little mini bond rally we're having?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm not really focused on bonds because to be honest with you, it's not really moving. Um, so I'm not really focused on it. You know.
Nasdaq went straight up on the news,
Yeah, but it's
and
funny. Nasdaq last night was trading at these levels. SPOs are higher, but Nasdaq was trading up like almost 100 after the market opened, and now it's what do they say? It Gonzo, Alonzo. Market's Gonzo. Um, no levels are sacred. Market is somehow. What's funny? I'm going to be honest with you. If the number was weak today, if the number was weak today, the market would have the market would have gone up anyway. They would have said, "Oh, a weak number, they got to cut rates." So it's kind of weird. Metals came off pretty good, actually. They've given up half their move, which I don't even know why. Um, I don't know why they gave up half the move. And to be honest with you, here we sit. The market's back on or near the highs of the move. People are, you know, people are I don't know. People are so bullish, but I wanted to swing this conversation to the Robinhood earnings and crypto for a minute because it I got questions. So Robinhood trading volume in crypto is down almost in half, more than in half. Okay. Why do you think that is? Number one. And number two, if the market had a 40 or 50% correction in equities, do you think trading volumes would actually be down or up? So those are two questions. Okay. So
I think you have a pretty good theory on the crypto volume. So I'll let you tell us.
well, I think the crypto volume is basically indicative of a new generation of individuals trading and not understanding. My friend may be listening in, but he gave this thing to me. We were chatting about it this morning. And what do you think Warren Buffett would do if a stock he liked went down 50%? Yeah. He would be
He would
buying the mother load. Okay. The difference between Warren Buffett as an investor or true investing and this crazy clown show is that this guy believes in what he wants, and he believes and did deep research on value and thinks if he can get something. He used to always say, and I never could understand it, he wanted the stock market to go down so that he could buy more. You know, this is the biggest paper tiger market I've ever seen in my life. They can't buy. No one can buy. The volumes are off. There's no trading. There's no transacting, and that's why Robinhood stock it bounced a little off the bottom here, but Robinhood stock is down 10%. Robinhood stock could be down a lot more. Their entire business is is meme trading and crazy I wouldn't even call it investing, just crazy people. So what do you make of that? Like, why would crypto volumes be down so much? Why? I mean, I know why, but because they ran out of money, they're all in. They didn't invest where they're investing. It's not an investable asset. It's just a price, dude. Now they're on to silver and gold. That's the next one. Silver and gold, you've talked about for 3 or 4 years together, maybe even five. Okay. We have never seen moves like this in silver and gold ever. Literally ever. I think ever, other than 19 in the 1980s. Every day, silver was up 6 this morning. It's up 3. It might be down on the day. Could be up another 7. You know why, Eric? It's what I said on this podcast. Guys are trading micro, mini micros, the smallest thing, and they need epic moves to make any type of money. So the players are out of that space, guys that have capital behind them, because they don't want to deal. How can anybody trade a market moving 7% a day? So this is the new meme. Silver and gold are memes, the non-investable, 100% non-investable. And silver and gold they already smashed these guys once and now they've come back. Silver traded $64 on Thursday night. It's now Tuesday morning and it traded $86. It's up 35% off the low. That's like an epic 5-year return. So this is happening in 2 days. So don't you think this is exactly what has happened? The memers have hijacked gold and silver. Okay. They've hijacked Bitcoin for years. And you're seeing in the underbelly what they're made of. And they're made of just buy. Dude, I call you like the numbers, the price guy. Okay. The price is high, the meme is on. The price is low, they pray and hold. And this is the market that we're in right now, and it's scary. It's really scary. And that leads me to believe prices on silver and gold are going to go much lower. I'm not saying today's trade, I don't have a trade on, but I think they're going much lower just because they took an asset class that moved less than 1% a day on average, way less, and are moving at 5%, 3%, whatever. And it's just these guys, it's memers. And then what on top of that, add Ken and Jane in, our boys and our girl, okay? Unless Jane is a boy, I don't know. But Ken and Jane are in there going, holy cow, we have the opportunity to make this crazy. We're going to help you make this crazy. And rather than make a market and stand in front of these guys, okay, instead of make a market and stand in front of these guys, they help them exacerbate the price so that they make more money. And that's what we have here. But looking at the Robinhood earnings, they're actually if you look under the hood, Eric, if you
just to,
look under the hood, it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Like, you would think on a down 40%. Let me ask you a question. Think about this. The stock market is here. It's now going to go down 40% in 4 months.
Larry, one at a time. You're asking me a lot of
No,
questions.
but I'm just asking. I'm going to ask you this. Okay. The market in stocks go down 40% in 3 months. I mean, crypto's gone down about, just let me finish what I'm going to say. Crypto's gone down 40% in 3 months. Okay. 40% in 3 months. If the equity market went down 40% in 3 months, what do you think our volume would look like? Honestly, it would be astronomical volume. There would be so much volume, sellers, buyers, traders, everything. This is not real, dude. There is no one in crypto that believes it's real. Okay, it's just a pig. You could be trading a pig. Okay, it's just a number. No one could explain to me why crypto or Bitcoin itself moves up and down on a daily basis on price. So anyway, I'm talking a lot. I'm throwing it to you. I want to get back to the number. I want to get back to the reaction, which is extremely negative in bonds. Okay, bonds are going back. Bonds are going to go to 450 here. I mean, the Fed came out yesterday. I'm drinking too much coffee. The Fed came out yesterday and literally said they're on hold. Okay, they said it. Okay, so bonds to me, I know you have a little affinity to it, but I think bond yields are going to go higher here. I think this whole trade is going to unwind, and I'm going to give it to you. You can take us from here.
Maybe it is a little too much coffee. What are you drinking? Starbucks?
I don't drink coffee. A little tea. A little tea.
Uh, I like
Yep.
the every man's Dunkin' Donuts for today. But back to Robinhood. I agree with the Ken and Jane part that they kind of see where the party is and try to make it all crazy and exacerbated. But in terms of like retail being in silver and gold, I think they were in it briefly. I think they're kind of out. I know you disagree, but I think mostly they're out. What I think has been happening is a negative feedback loop between crypto and the AI trade. Like if you look at the incremental retail crypto trader or investor, they're all in the same stuff like Palantir and Robinhood and the rest of the hype trade from last year and the AI trade from last year. They're all in the same stuff. They love that stuff. And over the last 3 months, since more actually since October, you had that AI trade, you had that Palantir trade, Robinhood. All of them topped out. All of them started dropping. And what I think has been happening is they've been getting really hit. And as a result, because they don't have that money now, that cushion, they can't trade incrementally in crypto either. So it creates like this negative feedback loop, but where you got to sell one thing to finance the other. So I think there's
Dude,
some of
I'm
that.
going to stop you just for a second. Okay. I am telling you, nobody in meme land is selling anything. They're not selling anything. They don't sell. No one even understands how to take a loss, Eric. I don't know what market you think some guy's going, I bought Palantir at 170, it's 130, I'm getting out. No
No, I'm not
chance.
disagreeing with that. I think I'm not
No
disagreeing
chance.
with that point either. I think
No
they are
chance.
sitting praying for sure. I
I
think it's a
think you're
combination.
onto something, but the reason why crypto trading is down so much, and it's going to be interesting because Coinbase releases, I know Coinbase is another one of your favorites. Coinbase releases next week, okay? And I believe you're going to see not as big of a decline. I mean, I'm debating this back and forth with a friend of mine because I think the Coinbase clientele is not like my children. Like Robinhood is like a bunch of kids. Okay. I think Coinbase is more like for the original investors in this that had money. Coinbase was the first stop because it was the only place like I could buy crypto if I wanted to without like having a wallet and whatever. So that earnings are going to be bad, but they may not be as bad. But the bottom line is when you say Palantir, dude, they can't buy Palantir because they're down money in Palantir now. Most people, and if it gets into if it gets to where it was on Thursday night, which I believe it's going below 100, okay, the the people. are going to be under massive heat, and they can't buy. They can't buy more because they're all in, and dude, they're praying. Like I was in China. I mean China. I was in
Well,
Japan
I
last
think it's
year.
a money management. It's a money management thing. Like if Bitcoin was at 120 and Palantir was trading at these levels, you don't think they'd be buying Palantir? I think they would.
No, I
I
think they
don't
would
think
be
they,
buying. No, I
I
think
think
they would
they've
be
gotten so
buying. No,
I
I
think
think
they've
they
got
would be buying the thing that's the best. Whatever the best is, whatever the dude, they're in silver. I know you think they're out of silver and gold. I don't know how you think that, but hey, wait, the 80 million people that bought silver and gold to make an ETF trade a half a billion shares every day are out? I mean, come on, they're not out. Okay, you can think they're out. They're not out. How are they out? Tell me how they're out. They bought it at 115, and you think they opened up their trading platform. This is the trading platform, and they hit sell? No chance. No chance. No chance. Dude, dude, you're an older memer. Dude, you talk about the same, you're gonna talk about AST Space Mobile for the next
Oh yeah,
year. The next
definitely.
year, you're gonna keep talking about it.
I
Okay?
will, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just
I
saying, but
always
that's
have it in
okay.
my
Listen,
I
if they
have it
made
in
the
my
move,
portfolio for growth. I think ASTS and other stocks in that UFO ETF are true growth engines for the next
okay.
couple of years.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can think that.
When I
Okay.
want growth, I'll buy that. I won't buy AI, but I'll buy that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, all I'm saying, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you
You don't
focus
like growth.
on.
You don't like growth.
No, I'm not that I don't like growth. I focus the way I trade. I focus on a universe of maybe five stocks for a period of time. And then when I move on, which I move on all the time, if I didn't, I'd have 8,000 stocks in my brain over the last 40 years. I move on and I never look at the stocks again until they're in play. Like I'm going to trade Robinhood here because I think Robinhood is, I mean, I'm not saying the price it's trading at $76 is is too high. Now it's 77, too high or too low. But what I am saying to you, okay, is I'll focus on this because it had earnings or whatever, and then I move on. Like I think the memers never move on, Eric. It's the same stocks. They've been talking about Palantir for freaking 2 years. And Palantir goes down another $25. Everybody is down money. Everybody that bought this is down big money. So that's all I'm saying to you. Listen,
Well,
I traded.
the mentality of that kind of trader is that they like these big long-term ideas, and in their mind, they're attaching Palantir to
But
that.
how is it a big long term idea? During a big long term idea, there's, like you said, crypto winter or whatever. I mean, yeah. But for you to say that people sold out gold and silver here is so wrong that it's not even to be believed. I mean, I love you. Nobody is selling. Nobody. Nobody knows how to sell. You think Johnny freaking Public is in there going, you know what? I lost money. I'm going to take my loss. No chance, dude. No chance is anyone selling anything.
Well, they don't have to sell. They could just not re-up on their call options.
What are you talking? No, I mean, listen, those guys, the guys doing the
Listen,
call scam where they're buying gammatizing people, those guys are now out. Okay. But that's a 1 day trade, a
right? And
1 week
you see it in the
trade.
price action. The daily range has compressed pretty
In
good
what?
in
Not in
both
silver
silver
and
and
gold,
gold.
it hasn't. What?
It's compressed.
No, it has not. Absolutely wrong.
You're
Silver was
saying
up
that
seven
gold.
percent this morning. 7%.
Okay,
Gold was up a
okay,
hundred. Yes,
but
it's
that's
not
less
moving,
than
Eric. It's not
it's
moving
less than
200. It's moving. Gold is
exactly,
moving. What?
exactly. It's compressed somewhat.
Oh, now you're using the word somewhat. It is so not compressed. Hey, silver was up seven. I came in long silver. I didn't
That's
even
what I'm
think we.
waiting for it to compress more, and then when it's calm again, then I think it could become investable again.
Okay, Eric. And what year do you think that's going to be? You think that's going to be this year?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I don't. I unless the way it becomes compressed. is if it goes lower. If it goes higher, it'll never come at all compressed. No chance. Higher prices will never compress this thing. Dude, don't you understand? You're in here, you have $6,000 in your trading account. That's it. Your whole account is $6,000. You need to make $1,000 to $2,000. You need to make 40% on your trading account in a day. You are going to scan the board or look at what people are talking about on Twitter or whatever, and you're going to buy that. And that's the market, and that's why it can't compress. Dude, if you think the market's going to compress, you should be set, and you think it's going to happen soon. You could be one of the wealthiest guys around if you sell vol 3 to 6 months out, okay? Because it's sky high, sky high. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, honestly. So
I
again,
like that. I
I'm
think I
just
might
saying
do
that.
that. Silver,
What?
yeah. I think I might do that with gold and silver in some
Okay.
form or
I
fashion.
mean, what about equities? Now the stock market's back on an all-time
No,
high. What do you
that's
think of the?
different.
What do you think of equities? It had like one day at 3:30, it sold off five handles, and now
Here's
we're
what I
back
think.
on the high.
Yeah, here's what I think. I think Friday was. I think Friday, that big move on Friday, 130 points off. 130 point up day. We're up now. What,
Time out. Time
270
out. Time out. Just
off
so
our
people are aware. Time out. So so it was up 130, but overnight it was down 100. So it
right.
moved 230, which was the biggest day that I've seen in a really long time. So to be frank, that's what that's pretty much what we're seeing. Markets pushing up on a high. I'm just not, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what happened with the number today. Um, you know, why would the White House signal that the number was weak? Why would they signal that? They had the number. They had it. The guy saw the number. So why would he say the number was going to be weak? That's the one thing I don't understand. Is it to catch people off guard here? Um, you know, I don't know. But, you know, I'm looking at crypto. I mean, come on, dude. This trade has so many problems, okay? It's back to 66,000 and change, okay? It's given back half the up move already, okay? And if you're a trader in crypto, unless you had your machine on the other day at 62,000 down to 60,000, you couldn't even have bought this level. So we're making lower lows here, each time. And the question is, like, I don't know. Like, I'm looking around the board. There are so many. Okay, let's go through the macro landscape. Okay, so let's touch it one by one. Bonds. Okay, bonds had a number that is very disruptive. Bonds are back in the middle of the range because they ran to the higher end of the range. The bond is back, basically at 420 and change. It looked like it was going to break out down to 4%, but we're back in range. Oil, I'm apologizing to my subscribers because I talked about getting long and I had a meeting and I was defocused and I don't know why we didn't buy it, but I hope off the podcast yesterday people had the ability to buy it. Okay, so that's that market. Okay. What do you think of Nat Gas? It's almost under $3, dude. Remember that Nat Gas craziness at
Yeah, it
like
was a good call.
$5?
Well, nat gas, yeah, nat gas is something you're seeing it follow weather patterns right now, which actually could be a good opportunity because when nat
Nah,
gas starts
dude.
falling,
Listen, I'm going to say never. You're
to go the
never, you're never getting that move that we just had off of weather. Never. That was one of the craziest cold snaps I've ever seen. Okay. We were freezing. It was 30
what do you mean
degrees
never?
in
You
Florida.
had it in you have it occasionally. Anytime
Right. I,
there's
I said that, but that's not happening again this year, obviously. I mean, we're
no,
running,
not this not
so
this year.
nat gas is probably going to head lower because the market is long that market and just dying with it. But it's not. Where's it going at $3? But you're not going to get one of these. You wake up in the morning, it's up 50%. I don't believe so. We got a no trade there. Gold back above 5,000. Got to 5,100 plus this morning, coming back in. I'm surprised it's even. To be honest with you, I'm surprised it's up with rates doing what they're doing and the Fed basically, certainly on hold for the moment. So we got gold and silver rallying. Um, Currencies are very interesting. We're touching on high levels. For the euro, we came off 120 back to 118 and a half. British pounds no trade against the dollar. It's been that way for a long time. And the yen is sneaking the other way. It's down to 153. You think it gets under 150 or you think it goes the other way?
It depends on how the market is viewing this new prime minister, and the consolidation of power that she had. I think is something that could strengthen the yen
Yeah,
further. Yeah, because they're going to be spending a lot, you know, um, and potentially on defense, you could have the same effect on the yen. Just aside from all the carry trade stuff, you could have the same effect that Trump, going after NATO had on the euro, where Europe is like, okay, we got to start spending on defense.
right.
So you could have a little bit of that effect.
Yeah, I mean, listen, anything is possible. As so we covered that market. We hit on crypto. Um, Crypto is the most interesting one to me because the I don't know how you say it, but listen, it may rally. I'm not saying it can't, but the gig is up. The gig is up. With Robinhood putting out those numbers yesterday, as disastrous as they were, um, is amazing to me. And so much of their business is crypto, you know.
Well, you say crypto is interesting here. Okay, well, it's down already. Like, what are you thinking to do?
Thinking of selling some options in crypto. I actually, I believe a little bit of what you said earlier about gold and silver, which I believe is fully untrue at these levels, is very true in Bitcoin. I think the thing is dead. I think it's dead. I think it. I think it'll lower, drift lower. Okay, not like crash lower, but I think it'll drift lower and sit for a while, because of what I said before. It's just bad. There's bad longs. Listen, um, I've spoken to people. I won't even say who they are on the podcast because they may be listening. They basically said to me, no matter where crypto goes, I can't sell it. I can't get out. What is that? I'm not going to look at it. I get these. I'm not going to look at it. It'll come back. I mean, isn't that a problem? That's the new investor
Depends
because
how much money you got on it.
why?
It depends how much money you got on it.
Well, they're not buying on margin.
If you have
You
it
know,
on 1% of your entire portfolio, then yeah, you can say something like that. Even 2%. But if you have like 20% of it,
can I ask you honestly? Do you think people buying crypto or buying silver or gold or investing 1 or 2 or 5 or even 10% of their portfolio? Come on, dude. They're in it. Okay, they're in it in a big way. They think they're gonna come on. You know it. Listen, when you're trading like a micro mini. Okay, like I mean, and you're running money. Like, come
well,
on.
yeah, because silver, I
So
would
what are
only do
they
that with.
what are they trading? What are they trading?
Oh, they don't look at it like that. They're not looking at a trade as what is the effect on my book? I can risk X amount. They're not scientific like that about it. They're just gonna, I feel like putting in 100 grand, that kind of thing.
Okay. I mean, listen, I don't know. I
But in terms of levels, I'm looking at this chart of Bitcoin, and for me, Uh, Bitcoin needs short-term momentum. Like that's the indicator I use to trade Bitcoin.
Hmm.
When it doesn't have, and that's 5 and 8 day moving average, maybe
Okay.
even 21, like really short-term stuff. So the next level up I see, I mean, if it could close at 72, like
Hmm.
with a close, with a daily close at 72K, I think it's a buy. Um,
Hmm.
until then, yeah, it could drift lower. I mean, there's just a lack of price momentum here. It doesn't have it. And when crypto doesn't have momentum, it can go up. It needs to catch a little fire.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm
So I'm
not.
looking at 72K as a gauge of strength to dip the toe back in.
Yeah. My toe is hurting. Somebody else's toe is not hurting, but my toe is hurting right now. I don't know. I don't know. It's a little crazy out there. Um, I I don't know. It's funny. Thomas just printed some of my positions, and one of them is before the number, and one of them is after the number. Looks a little different. SPU above. So we've touched on a lot of markets. Okay. SPU above 7,000 again on the futures. They're now 270 points higher than basically Friday morning. Um, and they, unfortunately, for a guy that likes volatility and downside, looks like they want to go up. Okay. Um, oil's the one that got away. It's like the girl that got away. Oil's the one that got away. I mean,
I
oil,
actually I took that trade. Not big, but I took that trade.
dude.
Well, you had me all nervous.
You're finally listening to me after all these years. I like it, dude.
Well, no, I was
It
I wasn't
warms
really
my heart.
listening to you. It was,
It warms my heart
okay.
that
No,
you did
you
that.
had me a little bit nervous about the poly market odds of an Iran bombing by the end of the month.
You know what? I would say this with that. I would say if we didn't have Taco Bell as the president, we would be attacking them right now. Okay. We would be hitting their infrastructure. We can't get a meeting with them. They're intolerable. They are not, they are not cooperating in any way. And we're letting it go on. And they're killing their own people. And the regime needs to be taken out. Okay. But we got Taco King in there. The King Taco Master is in there right now, and it's a big problem, and he's not addressing it. I mean, he sent out a week ago, Ayatollah, you better watch out. I mean, like, why we have so many military assets in the Gulf right now that it's insane, like literally insane. The amount of money spent, the amount of effort to do sit there and do nothing is really bizarre. So I think you hit their capacity with surface to air, okay, missiles or air to surface, whatever they call it, okay, and you wake these guys up that it's over. Like, I mean, we hit their enriched. We were supposedly hitting their enriched uranium, which they moved, and then whatever we decimated has been rebuilt and is operational, and we're just okay with it. So yes, I do think we're going to hit them, but I do think it's going to take longer because Taco Bell is in office. So he's the king taco master. He's probably put a crimp on Israel hitting them because I know Israel probably wants to hit them, and they need to be taken out. And for that, I think poly markets odds you can go over it. It's basically, I don't know, where is it for the end of the month? Do you have poly market up? It was almost 30% at the end of the month. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, it was pretty high for the end of the month over the weekend. Let's see where we're at.
53%. 53% now. It went up 20%.
Wow.
Oh, for June? Nah, dude. Jeez. March went up 10%. They're going to hit them, dude. I'm just telling you, they're going to hit them. Um, it's going to happen. We have massive assets in there. And I think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
Um,
that was the thing that got me, um, you know, pretty interested in that oil trade or maybe even gold trade. That geopolitical stuff will send it right back up. But they have 5,700 people there now. That's a lot of people, and all these carriers are aligned. That's a lot of assets to send there. Hopefully just the message to be sent, but it looks pretty serious.
no, it's not going to be. What's going to be serious? We're going to hit them or we're not. There's nothing really serious. I mean, what are they going to do? They can't do. I mean, come on. They can't do anything. I mean, they may try to. I mean, come on. They're a ragtag team army, or if they even have one. I think when they tried to hit Israel, they used three-quarters of their weapons, their ballistic missiles. They sent none of them hit. They used like three-quarters of them. So, again, I don't know, but you know,
Well,
gold.
the market doesn't seem to care about any of that
No,
at the
because
moment.
it's gonna be a military strike, precise, and they're gonna take out whatever, and then it's a matter of retaliation, which I doubt highly they're gonna retaliate. How can they? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna hit? They'll hit an installation. The funniest one ever. Well, I don't know if you remember. We hit them, we knocked them out, and they basically called us and said, "For our people, can you let us send a missile near one of your bases?" We're like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." They landed one missile and they said they won the war. I mean, this is how crazy it is.
Are you like worried about Iran, or are you worried about China and whether they're going to back Iran? Because Iran's their friend, right? China's got a lot of these
China is
friends around the
definitely
world.
not back.
Venezuela was a friend. Iran is a friend,
China
and
is China is not backing Iran. Not backing Iran. I can tell
but I'm
you
sure Iran is of the mind that they are,
that.
just
Yeah,
like Venezuela was of the mind that they are.
right.
And at the end of the day, it looks like they're not. And I think all of China's proxies around the world are looking at this like, can we trust China to, when China comes and whispers sweet nothings in their ear, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll build your infrastructure, we got your back, right? And then the U.S. comes in, bombs everything, and China doesn't do anything. Um, so that to me is the big one, more than what Iran is going to do. I don't think Iran's going to or has the capability to do pretty much anything at this point, or at any point. I don't think they ever really had any kind of capability. You know, but the big question is who's who's behind Iran, because Iran by itself is nothing.
Yeah,
It's
no one's behind Iran. I don't think. I mean, who's behind Iran? I mean, China. They care about Iran. What? I mean, come on. It's a it's a third world backward situation. That's just what I would say. The government's been in there since the
they're
80s.
not that third world. They're not really that third.
Oh yeah, they
Before
are,
the
dude. Yeah, they are. Yes, they
not
are.
before the Ayatollahs came in. Before
Dude, they're
that, they were pretty Western.
dude, they're third world. Third world. Their economy has done nothing in the last 50 years. 50, dude. My very close friend, okay, in college was lived in the palace with the Shah, okay, of Iran in the 80s, right on the overthrow in 1970, whatever it was, 78, okay? He was the dentist for the Shah and he lived on the palace, in the palace, okay? The country was thriving. They were a partner. They had oil. They were doing well. Khomeini came in. They overthrew the government And basically, that was 1980. It is now 56 years later, basically, or whatever, 46 years later. And it's 50 years later, and it's the same country as it was in 1980. So when you say they're not backward, they're backward. They're backward. Their infrastructure is backward. They have no money. It's a extremely poor situation, and I just they need to get rid of that guy. That's what they need to do. We need. I mean, we don't need to do anything because it's really not our problem or our business. But the bottom line is, it's just it's very weird. That's all I'll say. Very very weird.
Well, oil is cooking on. I don't know if it's in anticipation of this or whether it's just um, the natural, just oil doing what oil wants to do. But oil is looking pretty solid technically, I would say.
Yeah,
Pretty solid.
you think?
Yeah, think I might stay in that trade for a little bit. No reason to get out right now.
No, I mean, well, when I called you the other night, I said to you, the risk is minimal because if the only risk is they do a deal, which they're not going to do, and even if they do a deal, where's it going to go? 63, 62? Oil is too cheap. Oil has been left behind for years, okay? And if things percolate there, you're going to have $80 oil all day long. And if it goes wrong, it may be even higher than $80 oil. You know, you may have higher than $80 oil. So, it's interesting. It's an interesting dynamic for sure.
You got any energy plays for us?
No, I mean, I'll let you cover the stocks. I mean, I don't.
I mean, Marathon, MPC, Marathon, Petroleum, like
I actually,
integrated play.
I actually think if there is a strike, potentially these companies will actually not go up; they'll go down, even with the price of oil going up. You know, I think there's a possibility of that. So I don't like the stocks. Play the pure commodity. USO is a good index to play. It's pretty pure, representing oil. I like that play. There's a lot going on. I mean, the equity market is. It's. I mean, you have to admit it's an amazing thing that we're right back on the high. You called me. You know what? You actually, you're Mr. Price and Mr. Time. You literally called me. I wish I have somehow on my phone. I wish I recorded it, dude. You sounded like the Joker in
Well,
Batman.
you don't have to record it. You have all these podcasts of me just winning bet after bet with
I
you.
know, dude.
I have
You're
you on
you're
tape.
you're a you're a genius
What I'd like
trader.
to do here on the air today is I'd like to offer you to consolidate all of these bets you've lost into
Whatever.
one.
I have lost some. I have lost some. I have lost some bets, dude. You
So we
are
can
100.
consolidate that.
Listen, I'm trying. Listen, it's 9:15. I'm trying to get off the podcast. I happen to be in a decent mood today, even though I lost in a tournament in pickleball last night. Two matches, which really upset me. The first one we should have won. The second one wasn't that good. But I just want to get off this pod without fighting with you. Okay, I'm in a decent mood. I'm not. I listen. You called me on the. Honestly, it sounded. I couldn't even realize it was you. It's like the Joker laughing. We're down. You don't have anything. You got nothing. We got a 2% down move, and you were like in celebrating like you won the Super Bowl. And then by the morning we were up. So what are you thinking? You still bearish or did you flip?
I am. I know. I did not flip. I told you January. I don't flip that easily, Larry.
Oh, okay.
So I
I
told you.
figure I figure that you're gonna go down with the ship. I mean, what do you mean you don't flip? Price, dude, you're Johnny Price. I mean,
Okay.
you're like wherever the price is, that's what you're doing. But
All right.
I don't know. Listen, the market, we're not getting out of here so easy. That's what I'll say. I mean, we may make a new high, a marginal new high, or not make a new high, and it's just. I
Be the
mean,
big thing. Be the big thing. I know everybody's getting blinded by this big move off the low since Friday, but they got to understand it started as a technical bounce. Like the technical bounce was self evident. Like if you're a professional trader,
Dude, there you are, Monday morning. Yeah, it was really evident. It was
every
so
morning
evident.
quarter, right, right.
It was
It was
so
self evident.
If it was so evident, why didn't
I
you
think
call me?
I think it now.
Time out.
It
Time out. If it was so
yeah.
evident, why were you calling me cackling about a 2% down move?
Oh,
And
I'm
that
just messing.
I
I'm
literally, you're like,
trying to
you
get in.
don't have it. You don't have it. I'm like, I don't
I
even know
was,
what you're talking about.
I was, I was just, I
so
was just messing.
so I don't know how evident that down 2% gave you a good
But
left.
here's my point. No, but here's my point. Like I like it started off as a technical bounce because you look at any short term statistical measure, it would tell you market is oversold here, especially Nasdaq, and then it just snowballs into something bigger than what it is, and all it was a natural technical bounce. But like you said, this is a market where things get crazy quick. What started off as a technical bounce, it was a gift to the bulls. All these retail guys that got creamed, they got a gift, and all of a sudden they took that gift and thought, "Hey, we're back. We don't have to sell." And so that's where we're at. But you look at what got us down in the first place, which is Google's capex number and Amazon's capex number, and the big trend out of the queue and out of the AI trade that we've been in since October. None of that has changed. You look at Google, still down from earnings. You look at Amazon, still down from earnings. So this is all about a short term thing, but I think in the long term this year, I don't think any of these companies are actually going to meet their capex numbers.
Hmm. Listen, I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm just saying, but you keep saying that they're selling. Like you're like, oh, they're sell. Nobody's selling, Eric. Do you understand? Nobody is selling. If you think the guys in Palantir are looking at Palantir at $137 and going, you know what? I think I got to get out of this. You actually believe that that's the mantra of the market? You know when they're getting out of this? When we used to get, it's called the tap on the shoulder when I was a trader, for anyone that traded like on a trading desk or whatever. But if Randy Dorfman came over and tapped me on the shoulder to get out of my position, that's when I got out. Otherwise, we were never getting out. So the bottom line is nobody honestly is getting out. I don't know who do you think is getting out? Just tell me who's getting out. They're looking at Palantir saying, you know what? It looks like it's in trouble. The story has changed. The stock is 100 trading 124 times revenue. It's probably the most overvalued stock on the exchange. Okay, on the exchange, it's the most overvalued stock with a CEO who's insane. Okay, the guy is insane. Okay,
He's a little,
and they love the guy. The crazier he is, the more they love this guy. Okay. But it's funny. I owned the stock pre public. They hated this guy. They wanted him out so bad. They hated him. So now the memers love this guy because he's an oddball, crazy man. So what I'm saying to you is you actually believe in any stock that someone right now who's down money is analyzing their portfolio and saying they want out. I'm asking what you think.
I think that volume in Palantir is above average since January, since the last 2 days of January.
Okay.
And
And
last
I'm
two
not
days of
disagreeing with that.
January, hold up. And then the last two, that was when Palantir was at 160. So I think volume has come up. I think there's been selling this month in Palantir. Yeah.
Okay, maybe institutional selling, maybe hedge fund selling, no retail selling, dude. No retail selling. Why would retail sell, Eric? Can I ask you why would and then we gotta get going because it's 9:20. But why would retail sell? You yourself Okay. If you own Palantir, you would stay the course. You would do whatever. Okay. I'm not saying I'm saying the investing you. You'd stay the course and you turn your machine off. Okay. You're not selling for a loss. I'm just telling you, nobody does it. Nobody does it. Listen, I take losses, unfortunately, every day. Profits, losses, trades. Okay. That's my job. I'm used to that. Okay. I do that. Okay. I don't look back. Okay. The investing public has love affairs with these stocks. They go out to dinner, they talk about it. Dude, I can't go at dinner now. Actually, it's calmed down in the last couple of weeks. So, like last week, I couldn't go out to dinner without someone talking about silver that doesn't know anything about silver. Okay. So, when you say that, I can't. Let me ask you a question. You're long Palantir, and then we're going to wrap. Okay. You're long Palantir. You're long at 160. Okay. It's trading 130. Can I ask you, why would you sell it? Why would you sell it? You liked it at 160. Why would you sell it?
I don't know, but the chat is asking us about the straddle. I want to get your thoughts on that. What
What,
do you think?
$35?
No, it's like 29 points, and we're gonna probably open up around 6980 SPX 7,000, and everybody's talking about 7,000.
I think, on the upside, I don't think you have risk on the straddle. I think you have the downside risk of the market coming in a little from where we are.
Yeah, my
The
thoughts
upside,
are
the upside takes us to a brand new high. So I don't know if we're going to get a brand new high and a close above 7,000. So we may get that today, but I doubt it. I mean, so
do you
that's the
think
straddle.
do you think
But
do
I
you
want to
think
time out. I want to
yeah,
get back to what I asked you because I think it's important. You bought Palantir at 160. It's now trading 130. Why would you sell it? I'm just saying why. And if you do sell it, what's your next move? You're now out of the name. You've signified a loss, which people can't do. And then what happens if Palantir rallies back to 160? You're going to kill yourself. You're going to be, you won't even be able to live with it. You'll be looking at it every day. Like for me, if I had that position and I lost, I may never look at Palantir for 3 months. But these retail guys talk about it every day. So my question to you is, do you actually believe someone that's down money in Palantir is selling? No chance. No chance. Yeah, I'm not even going to let you answer. No chance. Okay? Because
yeah, I
Eric,
don't even
they
want
don't
to
have
answer
a
that.
move. What's the next move? They no longer have the stock in their portfolio. They've signified a loss and they can't move on because that's all they're going to talk about for months and months and months. So no, I just want to be very clear out there. Nobody has sold these broken stocks yet. Nobody. Okay? Nobody has sold. Dude, if Bitcoin just incinerated 50%, don't you think there would be volume acceleration in Bitcoin? No, there's been a massive contraction of volume. Okay, doesn't that tell you that nobody liquidated? I just want to be clear and then we're going to go off the air. But I want you to understand and the people out there to understand that no selling has taken place. Because if selling, I've seen selling, I've seen panic selling, I've seen selling in 08 and 09 through periods of time, panic selling, 1987 crash. There is no selling. This is down more than the crash of 1987 and nobody has sold. So I think it's a dead situation, and everybody's praying that it goes up, and maybe it will, but it's doubtful. It has every other time, but this is where we're sitting right now, and it's just an interesting scenario, you know. So that's what I would say for that. And I'm
All
going to
right.
give you 1 minute, okay, to close us out. Again, you talked about the straddle. They had a question. I don't mind the straddle. I don't think you have upside risk in the straddle. So maybe move the straddle down a little bit. So let's say we're at the money is 90. I would move the straddle down to 80 and I would maybe look at that just to give yourself a little bit of room. Um, and you know, that's really it. A lot, weird day. Government said the number was going to be weak. They had it in hand, and the number was strong. Not really sure what that means, and that's it for the day. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say. Um,
It's jobs report day, so be careful on economic release days. They will fake. They have a propensity to fake people out. Um, on these kinds of days, I look for reversion. Doesn't mean I'm taking that trade, and I think it's too early to say. But I would say if like the Nasdaq futures get anywhere close to their event point from the jobs report number, which isn't that far off. It's about 100 points down.
Would you buy
Which is nothing in
5,000
the
gold
Nasdaq. I think we
at 78
may
and a
get
half?
a price to the
Buy
downside
$5,000. It's coming
if
in,
that happens. So
but just buy
I think
five.
it's a little too early for a market call, but kind
Just
of
put it
gotta
in
see
and
what,
do it.
see what the market's got after 9:30.
What was that?
You missed it, dude.
I did, 'cause I was trying to do a trade.
You missed it. All right.
All right, listen, guys, everybody, good luck. Watch the Bitcoin, watch the market trading above 7,000. And again, on the straddle, I'm not as worried that they're going to blow the upside up because that would be an all-time high or close to it. So fix the straddle, maybe down 5 points, and you can do that. And I'm still mad about USO oil trade. I hope people listened yesterday and bought it. I actually didn't for my customers. I don't know how it happened between the guy sitting behind me and the guy who's listening in. We didn't buy it, but that's always on me. So I'm taking full responsibility for that. But hopefully, people got something from that, and we'll be back tomorrow with
Don't blame
some.
the troops. It's all on you. Don't blame the troops.
Also, I have a webinar tonight, which I think is going to be very, very interesting. Wall Street Money Calls. It's actually something I've been doing for years and years and years. And tomorrow, after the webinar, I'm going to tell you some very, very funny stories. I have one of the funniest stories in the company called Taser. I don't know. I'm sure you're familiar with it.
My God, I don't
So
remember that.
I got a crazy story. The company, believe it or not, had when I was trading it in 1997, they had 3 employees. Okay, and I'll tell a funny story tomorrow about that stock and about that call with the CEO, which leads me to the fact that by hearing this kind of stuff, you have an inherent advantage over everyone else. It used to be that only people like me could hear these calls, but now they're out to the public with Regulation FD. But anyway, we're 2 minutes out. I wish everyone a great trading day. Peace. Enjoy.